The views and opinions expressed on the DMV Daily Broadcast Network are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this network, its management, other hosts, or advertisers.
Hello, Be More and the rest of the DMV. My name is Ivan Bates, and we are here today on Wonderful Woman Wednesday. We are here today with a friend of mine who is a boss. When I say a boss, a real boss. We have a sister here who has seen it. She's seen the fire, she's seen the storm, and she's come out the other side. This is a sister who some of you may know, who is a magazine publisher, who owns her own radio station, who is from Baltimore.
Originally New York, but raised here in Baltimore. Saw was in the streets in Baltimore, turned her life around, and she will be our guest today, Miss Tia Hamilton. Hey, how you?
I'm good. How are you today, my sister?
Stop it, Ivan. Thanks for having me.
Hey, good. I'm glad we could. It took us a while to make this happen, but we're here.
Absolutely.
So I've told a little bit about you. You're born and raised in New York, right?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. We came here when I was a little girl. My grandmother, sister was sick, so when they came here to take care of her, she was dying of cancer. We never went back to New York, but I always was back and forth between here and New York. But when I started doing my life of crime in like 18, 19, I was in New York a lot.
Oh, yeah. Wow. When you talk about crime, I want to go ahead and do what they tell us to do, this little housekeeping stuff.
Okay.
So this show is one of the sponsors is Bates & Garcia. Firm I'm a little familiar with. We do a lot of defense work, criminal defense work, a lot of accident cases. We also represent so many people, have so many issues around the city. It's also brought to you by Politicom, the strategist. If you're interested in politics, make sure you give them a telephone call, and also by your local SEIU with Mark. And so they're right now fighting down in Annapolis for the Fight for 15. They're really making sure to take care of the working families here in Maryland.
I don't see what's the problem. Why is it you got to be a fight?
I agree. As someone who owns a small business, I agree with you 1,000,000%. But for whatever reason, it has become a fight.
And family, I know Ivan didn't give out the telephone numbers. So for Bates & Garcia, please call 410-814-4600 for your free consultation today. Let them know that DMV Daily Radio Show referred you, and they'll hook you up with the homeboy or homegirl discount. Also for Politicom Strategic Solutions, their number is 240-242-7505. They are offering a Black History Month discount exclusively for the DMV Daily Radio program. So let them know that they referred you. Again, their number is 240-242-7505, or visit them at politicomsolutions.com. That's it.
Oh, see, now that we got that out the way, we can go to the show and do what we have to do.
Let's go.
All right. So as I was saying, we have Miss Tia Hamilton here, a bomb young lady who is doing it here. You were telling us how basically you were born in Brooklyn, and then when you moved from Brooklyn, you came down here to Maryland, to Baltimore, to take care of a sick relative, and you've been here. So how long were you here in Baltimore?
I went to school here. I went to middle school, went to high school here.
Okay. So what high school you representing today?
Mervo, but I'm really not rocking with them. I'm not big as being an alumni because, and that's a whole nother conversation, but from my experiences with Mervo and them having a strong alumni, they pick and choose who they want to deal with and who they want to pick with, and they're not really socially conscious into the community. I tried several things to get them involved with dealing with our youth. and they refused it. So I don't deal. I just keep it moving and make it happen on other ways.
Okay, I understand that. So, tell us about what type of youth you were growing up here in our city.
I was dope.
I'm sure.
I was a 3-sport athlete, so I didn't have to. I had it okay. We was pretty good. We didn't. I'm not saying that my mother didn't struggle, but we didn't know if she had to struggle. Okay. We never saw it. You know what I'm saying? But she always had help though. She had my grandmother, and my grandmother just turned 81 on Sunday, so she's still here. I didn't have to have a babysitter for my son. My son was brought up by my grandmother. So, and I had my great grandmother. At one point in time, it was 5 generations in our family. We was all raised family. Our little circle of family. My mom, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my brother. We was good. So I was a 3-sport athlete.
What sports?
I ran track.
Okay.
Basketball and softball. If the WNBA came before I graduated, I probably would have had a shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But they wasn't when they first started. They was Midwest and West. They wasn't over here yet when they first started. So then I graduated, and I was already raised around the drugs though, because my cousins and them was here from New York. So I was their money counter. I counted millions weekly. Okay. So I saw the money. I stashed the money. I stashed the drugs. I learned how to shoot through them. I learned how to drive through them. So I already was around that life and living that life. Then my cousin went to jail. He caught 5 years. He was in a shootout, and a little girl caught a stray bullet. So he went to jail for 5 years behind that. All 3 of them, all 3 of his homies that was in that car, they went to jail. I don't know about the people they was in a shootout with, but those 3 who I was with, they caught 5 years. I wasn't with them the night of the incident, but those are the guys that I learned everything from. Not everything, but the beginning.
The street life.
Right. So he came home. By the time he came home, I was the man. So he came home. I was putting my cousin back on with the drugs, and he was like, what the hell happened? So I like the life. I'm not saying it's a life that we need, because it's not a life that we need, but I wasn't to be played with in the streets, you know. Dudes didn't even want to bang it out with me. But I was always a fair person, just like I am now.
Yeah.
You hold me down, I hold you down. You cross me, hell is going to pay. And I'm like that now in business, you know.
Yeah.
So banging in the gang, blood gang, and just doing what I do, catching charges here. I caught more assault charges than a little bit because my hands was crazy. But I never went to jail for money, the amount of drugs I had, which was cocaine and weed by the pound. And I traveled with weed and cocaine from New York to South Carolina. I sold drugs. I was one of the biggest drug dealers in Essex.
Wow.
Yeah, some of the stuff I did in the city, but my shot was in Essex.
Wow.
I held it down out there. So it was a big deal. It was a big thing. I made millions off of drugs. I had everything I wanted. I never was flashy. People didn't even know. My mother didn't even know it was that big. She knew something was going on, but she didn't know how big it was. Like,
okay.
And she blamed my cousin, but she shouldn't, because I make my decisions. Even to this day, nobody coerce me to do nothing. Every decision I make is a decision based off of what I want to do.
Well, here's a question I want to ask you. Being a female and the drug game is, I guess, predominantly dominated by men. How was that? How were you treated?
Respectfully. I was off the chain.
Yeah.
Men didn't even want to go to war with me because they knew I always was a winner. I never lose. I either learn or I win.
Okay. All right.
Always. That's been like that since day one. Even in sports, I never lose.
Okay.
So ain't nobody wanted. They seen some things that they didn't even want to, like, oh, I'm not playing with her. But I was also respected as a female, getting it popping. Plus, I looked out for people.
Okay.
Hating on me is some issues within yourself. If you hate me, it's real deep with you.
So you were the type of person who really, made sure that you gave respect and you automatically got your respect.
Facts.
Because, brothers can be real foul sometimes in the game. They sit in the way they want to look and talk and treat women. Yeah.
But then in business, it's a different ball game because I got more men hating on me.
Okay. All right.
Than anything.
Because they want to be like you.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
People trying to figure me out. And when you able to figure somebody out, then they not doing what they supposed to do. You can't figure me out. You don't know my moves, where I'm moving, and how I'm doing it until it's time for me to show your hand. Once I show my hand, it's already been done.
Wow. So now that you're in the game, what makes you get out the game?
Okay, I was already out on bail for a kidnapping charge.
Okay.
I caught a kidnapping beef. I was out on bail for that. 3 months later, I caught attempt murder.
Oh, okay.
So that was the first time I never got a bail.
Okay.
First time ever. I was like, man, told the commissioner, you got me effed up.
When they
I get numbers without besides zeros. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she was like, take her away. Right?
Wow.
So I said, damn. So okay, so I sit and I'm fighting. My lawyer at the time was Papora.
Okay.
And
El Chapo's lawyer.
Yes, El Chapo's lawyer. And I was like, oh my God, you gonna go and represent El Chapo? He was like, yup. I said, oh, I wanna be there. But he was like, I couldn't come. It was no clearance or nothing like that. But it would have been super dope just to take one day in that courtroom and see what's popping. Like. What? Wow. I would have moved anything out the way to go be there and see that. Yeah, that was high profile case like L. I needed to be there. But the Papora's been my lawyers for a long time.
Okay.
Chris made me nervous, his son. Bill was, because he's so relaxed. He's so cool. Yeah,
he is.
He's so calm. And when you're in a situation, you on the other side of that door, you like, there's no time to be this damn calm. Like, snap out of it. Talk to me. He's like, no, just chill. It's okay. You're going to be fine. And to this day, when whoever I know get him, they like, I just want to fight him. Don't. That's how he is. You're going to come home.
Relax and chill.
It's too much for a person that's incarcerated or in trouble with the law to chew that calm. No situation should be that calm. But with Chris, it is. They did their thing. My attempt murder, I beat.
Okay.
The kidnapping was dropped to a false imprisonment misdemeanor. I walked away with no felonies. But I made a promise. See, I didn't find God in jail. I was raised in church.
Okay.
I already knew. Even when I was out doing my thing, I still was praying. I still went to church. I still did what I did with God.
Okay.
So I said, you get me out of here. I won't sell no more drugs, no more weed, no more pills. I dropped my flag.
Okay.
Went to see the lady before court. Went to church. The prophetess, I told her I need to holler at her at the end. And she was like, no need to talk to me, baby. I already know what you coming for. You going home. I'm like, I ain't even tell you what's going on. She said, you don't have to. It's always been spoken. And a week later, I walked up out of there, and I ain't been back.
Wow.
It took me probably 3 to 6 months because I had to tie up some loose ends. You know what I'm saying? I had to put things in place. And when you dropping your flag and you're an OG, that's a problem. So I had to, I had to rally the troops, and I had to put things in perspective, and they respect me.
Okay.
And I removed myself, and I removed people from around me. And I said, the only person that's going to raise my son the way he need to be raised is me. Now he an A and B student. He go to Poly. He top 100 in the city for football.
Okay.
Like he doing his thing. He being recognized. He got Penn State and another college that I'm not going to mention right now. Looking at him. So I did my job. I came home and did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations. And he's here today with you.
Yes, he is.
Give him a big shout out.
Big Kamani. Yeah, he waiting patient because he know he about to go shopping. So
okay. All right.
Patient, right. Look at his face.
I like them J's though.
Yeah.
I like them.
He rotten.
I see. But you know what? We got to look at you because you made him like that, but that shows that you loved him. Right. So that's what's up. So you tie up your loose ends and you eventually then go do what next?
I tied my loose ends and I just got right. I was already a bail agent before I got locked. So I came right back into it. I've been a bail agent for 15 years now. Okay. I'm not involved in it as deep now. And the only way, I do anything bail related for family or friend who already know that I do it for them. But I don't go out looking for clients anymore and things like that because of how the bail situation is set up and what's going on with the money bail system and how it's keeping our people incarcerated and locked up. So, but I was a bail agent, so I came right back home. I came home in May. By September, I had another office. I had a new car.
All right, so you working?
Yeah, I was working. So within 4 to 6 months, I was already back.
Okay.
I was back.
All right.
Getting it. So
Backing it up.
Then I was discovered on Facebook for a sports show.
Oh yeah.
And the guys that I was with, I didn't like how they was moving. So I asked the radio station. I told the radio station, thank you for the opportunity, but I can't do this. That same night they offered me my own, and that's how Uncut Sports Talk Radio was birthed.
Okay.
And then a year later, I launched my own station, WMSKOnlineradio.com, and it's been 6.5 years, and we doing what we do.
So let's first go ahead and congratulations, but let's first go ahead and talk about your sports talk. Tell us about that.
It's uncut.
Yeah.
Everything is raw. It's unbiased.
Yeah.
And it's straight to the point. We not even doing what you see on regular mainstream TV. Okay. We don't have no rules. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we grab you by the horn.
Okay.
And we just deal with you.
And all sports.
All sports. So we mainly on basketball, baseball, football, boxing, UFC, MMA, hockey. We may touch on here and there, but we definitely on college football, college basketball, men and women. But yeah, we pretty dope. Yeah, my team. Shout out to my team.
Yeah, do you still do it?
Yeah, I was on last night.
Oh, wow.
I had some things to say.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been on. I got a team that runs the show when I can't be there because I travel so much. But last night, I said, yeah, I'll be there. I won't be next week, but I'm coming tonight because I got something to say. I got to get off my chest.
What'd you talk about?
LeBron. He irks.
Yeah, why?
First of all, he shouldn't be on my Lakers. That's number one.
Okay.
And number two, he's still on his BS. We punish Houston. Oh, I like how we moving. We gelling. Yeah, I like this team. We good. Yeah. We get slaughtered by the Pelicans. Yeah. And everybody else now is like, we not ready mentally. They not interested in this. I'm like, see, you finicky. I need him to retire so I can love him at 100%. Because right now it's at 30. He got to go. Yeah. I can't handle it. And his fans, oh my God, they act like they've been Lakers fans all their life. I was born into this. I can't handle it. It's too much stress. The pressure pill messing with his fans. His fans see no wrong in this guy. And I'm not taking nothing away from his greatness. Yeah. Because the other night when we got punched in the throat, he made a record-breaking night by being the first player to be top 10 on scoring and assist list. Yeah. But he had a horrible statistical night. Yeah. For that game. Yeah. So you don't know who's going to show up.
Well, also with LeBron, he didn't kind of poison the well in the sense. You got those young boys, and they still got the love of basketball for the love. And he like, yo, I want my homeboy Anthony Davis. Get rid of them young boys. Some young boys, they kind of hurt. So they ain't really trying to play with LeBron.
Yeah, like you come in and Magic just giving him too much. And I'm not saying he don't deserve it. But you 3-5, boss, and you know why you 3-5? Because you organized the teams that you had. You did that. You need to let Magic do what he do.
Yeah.
And work with him and do what he do. Kuzma shouldn't have never been on that list.
Yeah.
You got rid of Andrew Wiggins in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That shouldn't have never happened.
Yeah.
So, like, people got to understand that while he's a great dude, he's a cancer at the same time. Yeah. So he offsets himself and knocks himself in the head when it don't go wrong. I don't ever want. He said he want to own an NBA team. I hope that his decision making won't be all him, because I don't know the success for it. You can't even do it on this level.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be one of those owners that definitely controls the team,
like Jordan.
Yeah.
So, they ain't never going nowhere, Charlotte. You know
well, unless they mess around and get a superstar stud.
No one wants to go to Charlotte. New Orleans lucky they got Davis.
Yeah, he leaving.
And he leaving. Drew Holiday said the only reason he was there was because of AD.
Oh, I know. And Drew Holiday been balling. So.
He always have.
I know he does. Well, look. Now we know that you up on them sports.
Yeah,
right?
I don't play.
So let's now
I get
talk
notifications
about
from 3 different ways.
I see. That's what's up. See, that's why we get along. Yeah. So after this, you own your bail bonds agency. You got this sports show you're doing. What makes you then want to own a radio station? Tell us about it.
Because I wanted to be able to do a lot more than what I was doing just owning a show. I wanted to be able to give other people a platform where they can be them.
Okay.
Where they can come in and have creative control over their content and over the style of type of show that they wanted to have. So, and I wasn't going to be one of the stations that have 5 hip-hop shows and 5 sex shows and 5 this. I want different shows, and that's what I have. I have a real estate show, financial literacy show. I have community shows, inspiration shows. I have shows. I have 2 hip-hop shows. I have a sports show, and I have variety different type of shows that people could say, okay, it's something here for everybody. Show Underwood, a comedian.
Yeah.
She's my morning show.
Oh, wow.
So I have a leading show, and I have a variety. So when you lock and load on my station, there's something for everybody. I don't care who you are. Even the music. You may not hear a lot of country or pop, but it's in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's liable when there's no show on, it's music playing. So
was there somebody who you looked up to that was in the radio industry, the game that you
this just happened? They discovered me on Facebook talking sports.
Yeah.
Banging it out, busting dudes over the head with the knowledge. They like, who is she?
And so because of that, then they came to you.
The rest is history.
But then, like, for instance, was there someone that you said, you know what, Kathy Hughes, she owns a radio station. I want to own one too. Was it someone who you looked at that said you want to do it? You was just like, that was just a hustle spirit and you didn't do it?
Yeah, I didn't look up to anybody.
Okay. All right. So you own the radio station. What's the name of the station? WMSKonlineradio.com. Okay. And how's that been going for you?
It's dope. It's dope. I love my team. I love my staff. I don't even like to call them staff. They my team for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This can't get done without them.
Yeah.
They do what they do, and they hold it down.
And I actually have had the pleasure of knowing a couple of them.
Mm-hmm. You've been on my station a few times.
Yeah, I have. I get a lot of love. I enjoy it. We have some great conversations about a whole bunch of things. I know one thing. Mayor Pugh isn't one of the most liked individuals on there by some of the hosts on their radio station.
She's not very liked by many people in the city.
Let's talk about politics in the city. You know, we normally talk about politics.
You want to force my hand?
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm ready.
All right. So when you look at the city right now, what's happening in the city, right? You look at this new police commissioner. Have you had that? What do you think about this new police commissioner?
And they already trying to give him an extension. Like, damn, can he even get confirmed?
Okay, all right.
I'm over. If he don't get confirmed, he still walk away with a half or a $250,000. What is it?
Yeah,
275,000
plus perks.
So that right there is forcing you to confirm him, so he won't walk away with the money regardless. Let him go ahead and get confirmed. Let him get fired more or less. But now you offering. I'm in my sleep, so I sleep with the TV on. So the news is always on. And then in my sleep, I hear he's getting an extension.
Yo,
why?
That's crazy. He just got here.
Yeah.
He just got here.
I think also, to me, it undermines the authority and the power of the city council. It almost, kind of crushes their balls as far as power is concerned. It says you're going to confirm him or affirm him, or you're going to have to answer to the people as to why you're going to pay him $275,000 for nothing.
Brandon Scott is livid, and as he should be, because how you just going to say this is what you taking my money, because I pay taxes every year.
Right.
I'm not about to pay with them, because paying taxes is a whole nother conversation. We shouldn't even be doing it, but that's a whole nother level of conversation. But so you take my money every year, and then you about to put it into this dude, regardless of what? That's crazy.
I know. All he's got to do is
shut this city down. Let's get it. Let's get it. Shut it down. Where we got to go? What the hell we doing? Shut it down. The same way they played with Stephanie. Stephanie wanted to do that. They told her no. Then Hogan played with her, made her look like she was the wrong one, and he came in and saved the city. That's probably why he won Baltimore City, off of that one incident with Freddie Gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he came in and he shut it down. Shut the city down. All these bodies, shut it down.
Yeah, them bodies crazy.
Kelly Davis says, "Shut it down."
Shut it all the way down. What we tell me what we need to be doing though. I'm like, for real. Your sons, your daughters, women and kids used to be off limits. These babies are dying. These people are dying. Shut down the city. The same way you did Freddie Gray for almost a week. Shut it down.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
Violence. Because of the violence.
If you're not going to work, B, shut it down.
No, I understand. And you know, I think when you think about it, it will definitely get the politicians' attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get everybody attention because people want to go to clubs. People want to go party.
Yeah.
People got sex visits to do at 2:00 in the morning. If you shut the city down, it can't happen. It's gonna force people to want to be involved and hurry up and get it back open to do what they need to do.
Woo.
It's gonna force people out their comfort zone because people too damn comfortable, and because they're comfortable, they haven't been hit yet. But it's a shame because your son or your daughter or your uncle haven't been touched. Don't mean you haven't been touched. This our city.
No, I know a lot of people, they take it for granted.
They play.
So now that we talked about the police commissioner, let's sit and talk about the mayor. The mayor's race getting ready to come out in 2020.
She got to go. She cheated her way in there. She got to go.
So all right. So I take it then that you're not
I'm not a fan.
Mayor. Okay. Now, some of the names I'm going to throw out there who are potentially talking about running, I want to get your feelings on. Okay.
Let's see if I know these cats.
You know them.
I do.
Some of you do. Some of you may not.
Okay.
Former Mayor Sheila Dixon is a name that people talk
That's
about.
my bae.
There you go.
Let's go.
There you go, Mayor for life.
Listen, let me say this. They need to stop playing with Sheila. So
That's
what?
right.
She had the gift card thing going on, and that was a whole setup. And it was just like, so what? You act like you never stole toilet paper out your job. Or packs of paper from your job, or pencils for your son to write with in school the next day, or calculators. Like, yo, people play too much. People always throwing stones, man, and they do the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Here's another one. You know Councilman Zeke Cohen?
I'm not too familiar with him, so let me research him.
All right. Brandon Scott?
That's my guy.
All right. Gentleman whose name they throw around, Tharu Vignaraja.
Is that the guy who tried to run for state's attorney?
Yep.
I don't like him.
All right.
His policies are trash.
All right. And another one they talk about is Marilyn Mosley.
He couldn't win state's attorney. You know what? And you know how I feel about her. Keep Marilyn away. Keep Marilyn name away from me. Because I thrash on your show.
Hey, we don't hold no cut cards around here.
Listen, I do not like that little red bone. I can't do it. She's horrible. She's horrible, man. There's so many things you can say about her and the things that she's doing and how she's keeping some of our men incarcerated. Now she trying to. The smartest thing she said since she been state's attorney for 6 years. 6 years?
Yeah.
Is that she wasn't going to prosecute minor weed violations.
Now, I agree. But the
I
problem...
said that's the smartest shit she ever said.
But the problem is, it's also, to me, the dumbest. I'm going to tell you why. Because you and I both know what you done. You done told all them dudes in the streets like, oh, shucks, weed is legal. So they what? They shooting and killing each other for the turf war for control of the weed.
And that's true. She should have waited till it got passed. Because they even named the bill 420. They should have waited for that to pass. But this is when you know that everybody not on the same page.
Yeah.
Police not on the same page. Because then you got the interim commissioner going to say, well, she could do what she want. I'm still going to lock you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you wasting bail money. It's all about money. Now you wasting bail money. Now you wasting attorney money and attorney fees that people can be using for other things because you know this lady not going to prosecute them. But you still sit in your office and still lock them up.
Prosecuting them. Because I represent a dude right now who's sitting in jail.
She a liar again?
Yes, no bail. He's sitting in jail right now because what they doing, they quit going after the misdemeanor. Now they hitting all them brothers with felonies. That's
what I'm saying. She's saying that she not supposed to do the minor violations, which is a bag of weed or with a blunt or anything under an ounce, I think.
No. She says
she didn't put no weight. Yeah, she didn't put no weight.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no
weight. That's why them boys.
Oh, see, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I stand corrected. I didn't know weight didn't matter.
Weight didn't matter.
Yeah,
she said minor violations. Oh,
so now
if you have it
now
set up
that why they shooting in the streets, why they killing? Because you got to give a weight amount. If you say, yo, we only gonna do 20 grams or less.
Yeah.
Then people will say, okay, you know what, I can live with
under
that.
Ounce.
You know?
She only distinguished classifications. So if you have a baggie and scales, she said, we'll prosecute you. If you don't have baggies or scales, then you can have 2 pounds in your trunk as long as it's not backed up and there's no scale in there.
Woo, so you know. What I mean? So you know what that means.
Back in my time, I would have loved that.
See them eyes light up.
Back in my time? Oh, really?
Oh, what you know?
So yeah, I feel like.
So you know what them streets are loving it and what's happening. Them boys are banging each other out because they trying to get control.
Half of these dudes don't even know who she is. So I can't really ride all the way with that because half of these dudes do not know who they politicians and they public servants are.
Yeah. Man.
And I'm just going to keep it all the way 1,000. And it blew my mind when O'Malley went out and acted like a crackhead.
And started walking the streets.
And locked all those people up.
Yeah.
Them fools didn't even know who they man is. He ain't look that much different. He just looked a little rough with the clothes being dirty and a baseball hat. And did a sting and locked them up.
Wow.
O'Malley did that when he was president just to prove a point.
Wow.
And the point was made. So these cats running through here, they don't watch the news. They don't watch TV. They watch Murder, Inc. on Instagram.
But they do watch the news when they sitting over them bookings. They watch it 24/7.
You got to get locked up to watch it.
I know, though.
But when you out here on these blocks and you shooting dice and you hanging and drinking with your people,
you're disconnected from the system.
You disconnected from TV, from whatever. You know Murder Inc. on Instagram. That's what you watching. Yeah. Your homies be posted on the gram. Yeah. That's what you're watching.
Or somebody posting the murder rate. Somebody else got shot today.
And it's not like these politicians really walk in the streets for real. They not.
So when you look at politicians, what type of politician do you think the city needs in terms of the next mayor?
They need me, man.
They need you.
Shoot, I need to throw my hat in the ring.
Do we got an announcement here on DMV?
Because I'm shutting the city down.
Do we have an announcement here? What you ready for?
Nah, I need to, man, on some real, like, I really do. Like, we need people who have been affected to go up in these seats to affect change. Yeah. We can't keep having these career politicians in these seats. You can't tell me what my hood need if you never lived in my hood. You can't tell me what the black community need if you never been black in these communities.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't keep telling me how my son in public education and what he needs to survive in the public educational school system if you went to private school.
Yeah.
You can't tell me these things.
Or went to an elitist school.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you left Baltimore City private school and went to Harvard some damn way. You can't tell me about none of this. So we need people who have been affected to go in these seats and affect change. We need people who, like me, former incarcerated people, to go up in there with to end mass incarceration policies in place to affect that, to end mass incarceration.
Yeah.
Do you know 1 in 10 white people go to jail for weed? Let's just use weed. We ain't even gonna talk about nothing else. We're just gonna use weed. 1 in 10 white men will go to jail for weed, but 5 in 10 black men will go to jail for that same damn charge. We only represent 12.3 of the U.S. population, but 34% of the prison population. We got a problem, man. Yeah. We have a real issue. This is a $74 billion industry. And in Maryland alone, in prison, not jail, because people don't know the difference. Prison and jail are two different places. In prison, they're getting over $50,000 per body per year.
Yeah.
So if they don't lock you up, send you to jail, send you to court and force that time over your heads.
Yeah. I said there's at least $1 billion. I said there's at least $1 billion industry just in the prison system alone. Just coming out of the zip codes I'm talking about just in Baltimore City.
Yeah.
We ain't talking.
It's $1 billion
nationwide. Yeah, it's a multi-billion dollar.
Yeah.
But in Baltimore, you have at least $1 billion industry alone, just coming from about 4 to 5 zip codes.
You have 6% of major corporations that invest in private prisons. 50 major corporations investing in private prisons. Wow. McDonald's. Starbucks. Wendy's.
Wow.
All the gas stations, the major gas stations, the Exxons, the BPs, all the banks. You have Whole Foods, Victoria's Secret. Like, it's not a game. And Victoria's Secret in the prison slavery is real. They lying to their little girls, telling them that pink is made in U.S. No, it's made overseas, It's shipped here to the prisons, relabeled and retagged, and sent to the warehouses, all by prisoners.
Wow. Yeah. Something I want to talk about, because you've mentioned a whole bunch of topics, mass incarceration, the prisoners. So let's sit down and next talk about, after owning this radio station, what's the next big thing that you did?
After I owned this radio station, the next big thing?
Yeah, that you were able to accomplish.
This magazine.
Booyah, right here. Magazine is State vs. Us. And so it is a big deal, because here you are. This is the initial premiere exclusive issue, Boss Brand. Mm-hmm. And this is you on the cover.
Facts.
You put this magazine together. Mm-hmm. You're the publisher, correct?
Yes.
And where is this? And tell us about the magazine, how you did it, what your dream was, and where people can get this magazine. What does it talk about?
The magazine highlights high-profile cases. It talks about the corruption in the police department, the government, and the prison system. It also talks about the wrongful convictions, and it talks about the success stories of the former incarcerated. So I add a lot of little other pieces like real estate advice, financial literacy, mental illness, and now I have you as my legal advice. Because, in this, the 80% of the target is prison.
Yeah.
These guys need this. This is the first magazine of its kind. And while people might try to duplicate it, you can't duplicate me. Yeah. So you could try, but you won't be able to fulfill the content that I have. I travel all over this damn world getting this content, all funded by me.
Wow.
And my bro, he backs me.
Okay.
But we don't have no big sponsors and no big advertisers and people like that. I'm hitting the ground, man. I'm hitting the ground running from East Coast to West Coast and Midwest, wherever I got to go to do what need to be done to get this magazine out to the masses. It's needed. I just signed a distribution deal.
Oh, yeah?
So now the third issue that come out next month is going to be in Barnes & Nobles, the airports, Walmarts. In Canada is my first country. Yeah, I'm busting them in the head. I'm not here to play with nobody. So anything I touch turn to gold.
Wow.
I don't care what it is.
That's
I blow you up.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Oh, so that's the magazine right here.
Yes.
So I want people to sit down. You can look to see what's on the magazine and everything. Just think about this. Here's a sister from Baltimore that was in the streets, learned the game in the streets, sat down in jail and said, "Look, Lord, you let me get out of this. I'm done." And then took her knowledge from them streets, flipped it. Then from there, you on a radio station, just spitting game, talking about sports, tearing them dudes up. In a quote-unquote male-dominated environment, and you were the one sticking out because you was banging them in the head. And then from there, you then go ahead, get a radio station, understand that, and then move on to a magazine. So you are a sister who's about the business, who's building their own brand and building your own empire. And I'm an
activist, and I support our kids, our babies. The village not here no more. So if I see your daughter out on the street cutting up, I'm pulling her up. Go get your father, go get whoever raising you, and I can have a whole conversation with too, because they might need to be jacked up too. You know what I'm saying? It's too many parents playing games with their kids. Now, meanwhile, while my son is my best friend and my homie and my rollie and this, that, and the third, he respect my position. You don't have too many kids respecting their parents when their parents go off on the friend side.
Yeah.
And I have a daughter that I adopted. She be 26 in April.
Okay.
She understands, like, to this day at 25, I'm not playing with her. But we could go out to the lounge and have a drink together, and she still respects my position.
Yeah.
When you don't demand and people to respect you, then they not going to respect you. People only do what you allow them to do.
Yeah.
So I'm out here. I'm that village. I'm out here. I'm in the community. I do youth events. I do youth summits. I do back to school rallies every year for these babies and these families. And last year I didn't do it, but I'm gonna bring it back this year. I do a flag football game where we raise money, clothes, food, and stuff for the homeless and families in need around the holidays.
Wow. So I mean, basically,
so put your team together, Ivan. Come out there with them old bones. Come out there with them. Oh, it's only flag, Ivan. It's only flag.
That sounds like that Brandon versus Hassan basketball game.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you something. Ivan Bates gonna be the coach because my mom may think it, my body can't do it. So you know what?
Old balls out there, man.
You know what?
You got now until November to get right.
Nah, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'll be the coach, or else I'll be the quarterback. But my arm been hurting here.
It's only flag. It's only flag, Ivan. It's only flag.
The problem is, I got an Achilles. I ain't gonna tell you how old I am, but you get that.
I get that now. Sheesh. And I'm old.
The key here is what we're hearing from you is that your sister that's lifted herself up, your sister that has believed in herself and believed in her dream. If there's something that you have to tell the kids, it's something that you tell a sister who's sitting out there who was you a few years ago. What do you have to tell her? You
never lose. You either learn or you win.
Okay. That's great. You never lose.
Never.
You either learn or you win.
I don't take a loss.
So it's a learning experience.
Anything somebody may think is an L, it's never an L for me. Okay. Never.
I like that philosophy because you learn from your life experiences.
Facts.
And sometimes what people do believe that you lost, it was a great experience. You learn something, and from there you learn.
And you build off of it.
Build on it. Wow.
So I tell I go to these prisons. I speak in these prisons. I speak at these schools, and I let these and I encourage and I let them know, like, you in here for selling drugs, B. This is the new product. You want to come home and get some real money? Call me. Yeah. I can put you on. Yeah. I know too many people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as black people, we gotta stop playing with us. We have to support us. We have to hold us down while we hold each other accountable. But we can't be preaching lock R. Kelly up and we not on the same post asking why Harvey Weinstein haven't lost a case yet.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Why these Catholic priests not in jail?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't, we so busy to kill us, but they winning.
Yeah.
Even when it looked like they are not. They are winning. They overpopulate than us. They winning. So imagine if 20% of those football players stood with Colin. Wow. Just imagine.
Yeah.
All of them ain't even have to stand with him. Just let's get 20%. 10% of them. Woo, the shift would be real.
Yeah.
74% black players are in the NFL. We hold the major stake. Wow. And 74% of them, 20% of that, if they just stood with their brother. This supposed to be a fraternity, right? This supposed to be the brotherhood.
Yeah.
They straight skated on this man. Eric Reed holding it down. The Bennett brothers holding it down. Sherman. And, of course, Marshawn. That's a handful of guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I was reading an article about the guy Maxwell. Is it Bryce Maxwell? I don't know. His last name Maxwell. And he stood. He was the first baseball player to take a knee. He is not in
from the Oakland A's.
He is not in the league anymore.
Yeah.
I would love to find him and interview him.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, those are the type of people I want to talk to.
Okay.
Because we are getting shunned. Because I thought it was freedom of speech. We got a whole meatball in office. He just speak whatever he want to speak.
Tweets whatever he wants to tweet.
He disrespect whoever. He just disrespected Spike Lee like it was all good. Yeah. And Black America didn't even go in.
Yeah, Black Twitter was silent.
But they went at R. Kelly, though.
Yeah.
Come on, like, we got to stop picking and choosing who we want to go rumble with because you scared to go fight. I'm never scared to fight. I never been scared to go appear at a fight. So I'm here. I'm here with the fight. I'm here to be in this fight. I'm fighting, and I will continue to fight. And whether I got to do this shit alone, it is what it is. I'm here, and I'm not going nowhere. They got to kill me.
But you winning. So
facts.
Now that you've been winning, you got the magazine, you doing that. When's the next magazine going to come out? And where
next
can people
month.
Find it?
People can get it online at statevsurmag.com. I haven't gotten the list from the distribution company yet of which locations that it will be in. It's going to be in Barnes and Nobles, but I don't know which ones.
Okay.
So I haven't gotten the list yet. But they can order directly through me as well at statevsurmag.com, straight from the website. And I built my website.
Wow.
People play. No one wanted to help me. I had to do all of this.
Who's one of the writers?
You one of the writers.
Yeah.
We shout out to Bria Thacker. She is my financial my financial advisor.
Okay.
She is a beast, so you'll find her financial advice in every issue.
Okay.
Now I have my homie Mark Brown. He's the education piece. I have Sonia, my sister Sonia in Wisconsin. In the second issue, she wrote the piece about the NFL. No, not the NFL collusion. The Kanye West piece. It was a dope and deep and positive, real, showing up to the point, gut to Kanye piece.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
that's what's up.
I mean, I advise everybody to get this magazine.
I like to ask, are you in there? Because again, you're so prolific of a speaker and so just powerful just today. I mean, do you have like maybe an editor in chief section like how Susan Taylor and them used to do in Essence? Do you write in there as well?
And I do all the interviews.
Okay.
So every prison interview you see, it was by me.
Okay.
Every interview you see that's not an article. So if I go out and interview Eddie Conway, shout out to Eddie Conway, the former Black Panther.
That's right.
I interviewed him. And you got Freeway, the hip hop artist. He's in the first issue. I interviewed him.
Okay.
You got Trevor Williams. He's the linebacker. I mean, one of the DBs for the San Diego Chargers. I interviewed him in Atlanta. You have all those interviews with my son is on the cover of the second issue.
Yeah.
Dope dude, activist. He called himself a raptivist because he's a hip hop artist as well. He's super amazing. I interviewed him. So all the interviews, you're going to see Mz Konnoisseur name all plastered through this joint.
Okay.
And starting in issue 2, I became the editor-in-chief. So you're going to see the editor notes from me inside inside of the issue.
That's what's popping, right?
Yeah,
right,
you definitely do. We see right here local businesses supporting you and everything.
Yep.
I mean, this is
and I'm trying to keep it black
High
on the
quality.
advertisement, man. But y'all got to stop playing. I don't
High
have to throw them
quality.
other sides up in here. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
You got to do like Ebony and Jet and Essence, and you know what I mean. Get a McDonald's and a General Motors every now and then.
I'm trying to keep it us.
You got to do what you got to do for business.
Yeah.
You know?
But then I'm in New York for the next. I leave Friday, so I'm in New York for the next 10 days. And it's not even a vacay. I'm on the ground. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Public Library in Harlem. They got a subscription to the magazine, so now you'll be able to see State versus Us magazine inside the Public Library in Harlem.
Oh wow!
So that's a big deal.
Need to get that deal going right
And they
here.
contacted me.
Right.
I was like, damn, a library? Okay. I can do that. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. And then I'm out there. It's an event going on next week at Columbia University in Manhattan called Behind the Bars, where it talks about incarceration. And it's for women and girls, former incarcerated women and girls, and policies and what's going on. Because, you know, it's a lot of policies that's trying to change here in Maryland about women, especially women that are pregnant. They got them on. I did not know women incarcerated here. There's only one jail here in Maryland. But they on 24-hour confinement. And they pregnant.
Go out to Jessup.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's a policy that they about to get to change and things like that. So it's a lot of stuff going on. I'm on the ground. I'm learning every day. I'm talking to people. And these testimonies I get from the men that's behind that wall thanking me for this platform. And, you know, because I'm giving you the opportunity to control your narrative. The media will take your story and put what they want and F up the whole thing and make them think something that is not, and not give the actual story, you know? So this magazine allows these men and women to control their narrative.
What made you want to do this magazine? What made you say, you know what, I'm going to put together this magazine? Because, you know, a lot of times people say that magazine, newspapers, it's a dying art. It's a dying business right now. But what made you want to do it?
I was approached by my ex that's incarcerated. He hit me up, and he said that he wanted to do a magazine that talk about what goes on in prison. I said, yo, I was in jail, yo. Don't nobody care about that. Yo, we wake up, we eat, we go to rec, we come back, we eat again, and we come we play cards and pinochle, get high. I mean, that's what we do. Who cares? I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to talk about mass incarceration. I'm going to talk about mental health. I'm going to talk about wrongful convictions. I'm going to talk about this, and that. And he was pissed off. But it don't matter.
Why
we here now.
Pissed off?
Because that's not what he wanted to do. So if that's what you want to do, then do it yourself.
Okay, so you basically took his idea.
No,
his
idea is this. Not his idea. He wanted to do a magazine and talk about what they do everyday life in prison.
All right.
Who cares?
Okay.
I said I can do a magazine talking about the real issues that's going on. Mass incarceration, wrongful convictions, success stories. Let's talk about the success, because people think when you come home, you can't be successful.
Yeah.
Look at me. I know a lot of people that's been incarcerated. My son, Eddie Conway. I know tons of people that came home and successful. So they are a success story. And in prison, if you're going to read a magazine, you need to read positive shit.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
And if I could give you a success story of someone who used to be in your position, and now you got some type of idea like, yo, I got a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know, my understanding. Look, you know, I ain't never been locked up.
Right.
But my understanding is the most important word for a person who's incarcerated is hope.
Facts.
And if
you say that all the time.
Hope, then they don't have anything. And I think when we look at our city, that's one of the things that we've kind of lost. Now our kids have lost hope.
Yeah, and so that's why I give them the financial literacy. We all know most of them come home, they're not going to be able to get no real job for real. You just did 20 years in jail and they wanted a resume. You don't have a resume.
Yeah.
So a lot of them want to be able to see how they could come home and do a hustle and build and do a business. So financial literacy.
Yeah.
Real estate advice. Flipping houses is the new money. You know what I mean? So why not give them that advice on how to do that and get some tips from different people who came home, and even though we struggled, we came out on top.
Flip the script. Yeah.
Flip the whole script. So, no, I didn't take his idea. His idea was whack, and I wasn't using it. So, but he got me in the mind frame to want to be, because I already said then, once I get a platform, I'm going to show off.
Okay.
And I already had the platform, so it's time. Everything comes with timing.
Okay.
So it's time. I was already giving the platform to help our babies out here. So now it's time to go to the next level.
Okay.
And this is what's popping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people love it. And I appreciate them for appreciating the fact that I'm able to give them something that they never seen.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. I mean, how many sisters are out here realistically in the country that have their own magazine, their own radio station, and they just doing it? They just doing entertainment. But they're giving a voice to the voiceless, who many people have forgotten about, and that many people just forget they exist. You're definitely doing it. You definitely
You got these dudes who write books who can't even make money. So it's a policy that we about to try to fight and change to where if you're incarcerated and you wrote a book, you should be able to get a check cut in your name.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? How these people in government going to tell me I can't make money off of my creativity? You lock me up for life. Yeah. Let me win off of my books.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because you only giving me $18 to $38 a month for working for you 7 days a week.
Wow.
4 states don't even pay. You got 4 states. You have 4 states who don't even pay. And if you refuse to go to work, they lock you up on solitary.
Dang.
Texas is one of them. Kansas is one of them. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the other 2 right now. But Texas is definitely one of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here? What's next?
What's next?
Is next?
I got a bookstore. You the first to hear this, Ivan. I'm putting it on your show first. So
yeah,
because I haven't even broke it out to social media yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I got a bookstore, Urban Knowledge Bookstore. Open it up in Mondawmin.
Wow.
Very soon, within the next 30 days.
Okay, all right.
Within the next 30 days, open it up.
Well, when that happens, maybe we can come on out there and maybe do our show from there one day.
Yeah.
Since you showed us love and broke that, Pull
up.
I mean, you this type of sister that the city needs, because you're investing back in the community. You're one of the very own of its own. Went to school here, stumbled here, picked yourself up here, and lifting as you climb, as I like to say.
Facts.
Wow.
Facts.
Wow.
And I'm going to keep putting in that fight. I'm going to keep putting in that work. I'm going to fight for you, even though you can't see why I'm fighting for you. I'm going to keep fighting for you.
Wow.
When you a man, you a black man, and you raising a black kid, it ain't even a black man no more. It's a kid, because they taking the little girls too. You should be on this same fight with me, because it can happen to you at any given time.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. Wow. Whew. You done dropped a lot of knowledge on us today.
You want some more?
Always.
Well, with our last few minutes, if folks would like to call in, 410-819-2370. Again, we'd love to hear from you. 410-819-2370. You have about less than 10 minutes to get in if you'd like to speak to our wonderful guest, Miss Tia here, the mover and shaker and the boss of State versus Us magazine.
Yeah, man. 30% of black males would see prison before they even turn 30.
Wow.
74% of black males will see prison in their whole life.
Wow, are you serious?
It's real out here.
With those types of numbers, you have to wonder what's happening to generations of young black
because
men.
It's been set up for us to fail. My mother and I had an argument, and I had to shut it down. And I have to let her know, just because you Mom Dukes, I got to drop this jewel on you. Because, black people were raised to work for other people.
Yeah.
White people, they raise their kids. They ain't that smart. But they smart enough to put them in a position to screen mental health the first chance they get and to own something.
Yeah. And
get as much knowledge and be in that library. We naturally smart. We already going to have the brains and come, like we naturally gifted with common sense and brains. It's different for white people. But they raised them to get in them books, get in that library and study on how to be a mastermind and manipulate and be, because the social service was created for them.
Wow.
It wasn't created for black people. We just happen to be able to get hours off of it. You know what I mean? So when you have that, and I tell my mother, you're 61. You've been teaching for Baltimore City for over 25 years. You tired every day. You angry. You frustrated. You underpaid. You overworked. And they putting you in school just to they making you go to school every year just to see a little small raise.
Yeah.
And you're mad. You're pissed off. Yeah. You can't enjoy your husband or your life. And you yelling at people for what? So I'm happy. I'm not walking around with my face. I got energy for everybody. I'm always lit. I'm always excited until you cross me. That's the only way I get mad. Play with me and then I got you. Other than that, you call my phone and I'm always lit. What's popping? What's up? And people call me for advice. I give that to them.
Yeah.
I'm a walking book of knowledge. The white man charged for that. But we don't have that kind of money. So let me get this to my brother and sister real quick. What you do with it is on you. It's on you and what you do with it. So I can't help what happens, what you do with it. But I will give you the tools. I will give you the formula. How you shake that formula up is on you.
Okay. So when people want to reach you, how can they reach you?
Email me. Okay. statevsusmag@gmail.com.
Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Twitter. My Twitter follower for the magazine ain't big. I'm not on there real big for the magazine. But I'm on there, State vs. US. Okay. IG, State vs. US on IG. On Facebook fan page, State versus Us magazine.
Okay. In everything you've done, what's the one mistake that you made that you learned from? You didn't lose, but you learned from.
Letting everybody in, thinking everybody is here for me.
Okay.
Thinking everybody is here for me. So I had to learn how to pick and choose.
Okay.
People come to me all the time wanting to be on the team. I used to be like, yo, come on, let's all win. Shit. I even had one person try to sue me for my own name.
Wow.
I told that lawyer, you want this beef? Because I ain't talking legal beef. I come down there and deal with you. I ain't heard from that lawyer or that bozo since. Her name Danica. I ain't heard from her since. How you gonna sue me over something I created and I own?
Wow.
Because you're mad and you're jealous. So I done had people do some outrageous. I done had people start radio shows, radio stations, left me, start a whole radio station and imitated my whole brand.
Wow.
And you don't ever hear no noise being made from them. See, I'm covered. You can't cross me and do me dirty and think you're going to be blessed over it. I don't care how much praying you do or how much you go to church. Okay. You will never be able to come to me, disrespect my brand indirectly or directly, take what I've done and selfishly play me and think you're going to be able to survive. It doesn't work like that. And I ain't never got to make a phone call or lift a finger because God going to handle that.
Yeah.
I'm already good. I'm good over here. My fight is to do this. I let God fight everybody else. I'm good.
All right. Wow. You definitely dropped a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. With the radio station, who's the one person that you interviewed who blew you away? And with the magazine, who's the one person that you interviewed who blew you away?
Radio. Perry Smith from EPMD.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Super dope.
Yeah?
He came with all kind of knowledge. It was bananas.
Wow.
A whole 2 hours of just, no, 3 hours on the radio. Matter of fact, he was in my studio.
Yeah?
He was in my station.
Wow.
I was like, yo, Perry Smith, B. He in my station. Like, and that night he had a concert and he let me open up for him, host it and bring him out on stage that same night.
Wow.
I was at the magazine, DMC, for Run DMC.
Oh, yeah?
Hour and 47 minutes of nothing but straight up and down knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't know, not only did I know he was a foster child, I wasn't that deep.
Okay.
But he also suffered from mental health.
Oh, wow.
So he's in the 3rd issue coming next month, and he's my mental health piece.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So those two, and then I already know what, I don't know, he probably will, so it's going to end up being a top 3. I interview next month Otis Williams, the original member of the Temptations, the one who put them together.
Oh, wow.
So I'm in New York next month. When I come back from New York, I got to go back because I got to interview him and be with him at his concert, behind stage, and back in his dressing room. And yeah.
Wow.
I told Grandma, I said, girl, she was like, oh, really? I said, girl, you percolating, girl? She said, now that you're talking about it, I said, I hear that. So, yeah, it's. I know for a fact that he's going to give me, because, he came up in a time with a lot of segregation and a lot of things was happening in his time, and especially with them trying to be successful black group in Detroit.
Yeah,
it was real. So I already know the jewels he gonna drop is gonna be some type of fire. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's upcoming. He's gonna be in issue 5.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you. You allowed me to even to write a little piece in the issue.
Yeah, let's go.
So on the upcoming issue, if you want, you can see what I think about mass incarceration.
Issue 3,
yeah, and talk about the only way to end it is opportunity. I like that.
Yeah, opportunity. Like we don't give these men and women an opportunity. I thought we supposed to be second chance here. I thought we supposed to be the land of the free, home of the freaking brave, and this, that, and the third. And yet, like, people don't even understand what the anthem means. I told my son, don't you ever stand.
You have to understand what the anthem means.
You understand what that anthem means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then before you even try to understand what it means, find out who wrote that joint and understood what he stood for and who he wrote it for. You wouldn't want to stand either. It's not for us.
Yeah, we just talked about this last night at the NAACP meeting. I met a young lady there last night that talked about Francis Key Scott and said that he was probably the most racist being there was. And actually, he was one of the supporters and movers and shakers as far as the Liberia movement was concerned, because he didn't want to see free blacks in Baltimore. He wanted to help them to reassimilate in Liberia. And that's why you see the movement that happened during that time with folks reestablishing the country of Liberia.
I see a lot of people
it was
don't
interesting
know.
To hear that.
And a lot of people don't know that John Hopkins, the part of John Hopkins that's on Eastern Avenue, was named after him. Then it became Bayview and City Hospital. Then it became John Hopkins.
Wow.
I'm talking about the one that Bayview campus.
Bayview campus by John Hopkins, because it used to be named after him. Like, we got all these, and people mad that the Confederate statues getting taken down. Why would we want that?
Yeah.
Like, why you want to remind us? We're in 400 years right this year. Why you want to keep reminding us of this shit? Like, what makes you think it's okay? And I be wanting to line them up like dominoes and just slap every last one of them just down. I'm sick of these racist people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but we have to remember we were the Mason-Dixon line. You know
I'm
what I mean?
not my great-grandmother.
Yeah.
And I'm not her mother and her mother.
Right.
I'm going to punch you in your throat. Like, period.
Well, you know what you can do? You actually, you have a voice between your radio station, between your magazine, between everything that you do. You really, really have a voice. So, wow. You know, I know we got to get ready to go. I just want to, it's been an amazing interview. I'm glad. I feel like I've been able to try to introduce you and seeing, the type of boss you are and what you've done with your life and how you've overcome barriers and obstacles, and you push your energy, your enthusiasm. So I want to thank you so much for joining us here on DMV Daily. I want to thank all our listeners to go out there, be safe. And why don't you touch somebody in terms of helping to change their life?
Please.
Do something positive and tell your loved ones you love them. Life is short. And on behalf of everybody here on DMV Daily, I want to say thank you, God bless, and free
Thank
Keith
you for
Davis.
having me.
Yeah, go out and get that magazine.
ASAP.
Yeah, go get that magazine. State versus Us.
State VSUS Mag at Gmail. I'm giving an email. State VSUS Mag.com.
All right.
And we got it displayed on the website as well as the Facebook feed. So.
And they could say, I'm sorry. If you ordering for someone that's incarcerated, use the promo code prison reform in all caps.
Okay.
And I give free shipping to anybody that's incarcerated. I'm doing free shipping.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you ordering for someone that's incarcerated, no matter where they are, free shipping to you. Prison reform is the promo code in all caps.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge.
And one more time, go ahead and end us off,
Ivan. One more time?
No, I was saying, end us out, Ivan.
All right, just want to say, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. God bless and free Keith Davis.
Facts. ASAP.